Yesterday, we were talking about looking at the graph on the right and then making sense of some of the questions on the left about function notation and the like. So if you see f of -2, that means we're putting -2, when we have x equals -2, what's the height or the output? And we noticed it was 1 or -1, so the 2 points you see there. And then f of 3, which x equals 3, what are the heights that you see? And well, we saw, it looks like 2.4 and -2.4. But we were able to note that, oh, those were holes, and so those are actually undefined because of those holes. So we say undefined. But we know the location of the hole, and that's actually interesting information to know where they're at. Then the next question is, what is x when f of x equals 1? And f of x equals 1 is like saying y equals 1. It's an output of 1, a height of 1. So I drew a line. It's a horizontal line. And what x corresponds to that? And it hits our graph. It's all about what's f of x, the actual parabola, sideways parabola we have there, when is it at a height of 1? And it happens when x equals -2. That's the only time in that graph that occurs. And then is it a function? No. Vertical line test fails. 2 outputs for 1 input in many cases. Domain, the lowest x was -3, the highest x looked like 3. Then we have to decide, I highlighted that left parenthesis there because does it include it? Like, does it actually touch -3? Does it actually touch positive? Did I say 4? It's 3 in there. Let me zoom in there real fast and change that 3. So -3 to 3. Does it include those is a really big deal, and that means it includes or doesn't include. We have a notation bracket on the left. Says we include -3, like touches -3, and then if you look at 3 on the right, there are holes in both locations, so it actually doesn't touch 3, so we put a parenthesis there. It's just an indication it goes just up to it, but not quite. The range, the lowest y to the highest y, we estimated 2.4 on the -2.4 and 2.4, so I put those on there as our estimates. Could be something close to that. And I use parentheses in both cases, again, because of those holes at the top and bottom. All right, bottom one we did together, or you did, and then we checked it. -1, f of -1 equals -1, because when you put -1 into that function, or look at the graph of that function, the height is -1. I put the red dot there to indicate that. F of 4 means go to x equals 4 and say, what do you notice? It's a hole again. There's a hole at 4 too, but it's undefined. We just say there's a hole there. And what is x when f of x is -2? That's a horizontal line. Like the height of -2, I drew it across there. We're saying, what would x be? Where would it hit? And it looks like we approximated about -4. X hits it at x equals -4. And then, is this a function? Yes. Vertical line test passes. Every input has 1 output. Domain is with that arrow on the left. Oops, we got to fix a little error in there. I wrote that really fast. It's not all reals because we wrote that the first time. We fixed it, right? Because we realized this graph looks like it goes -infinity. The arrow on the tip of that, anytime you put an arrow on the end of the graph, means it's going to keep going. And then the right end point, it seems to stop at 4. And does it include 4? And you'd say no, because it has a hole there. So it's -infinity to 4. And then the range on this next one, let's see if I can do this right. I keep writing in some funny things. I think I transposed. The range, the lowest y, because of the arrow tip again, it goes really, 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 really low, -infinity. And then the biggest height looks to be 2. So the lowest y to biggest y. And it doesn't include again because of the hole. Okay. All right, that's it. That was where we left off yesterday. Hope you're all caught up on there. Little goofy writings are popping up in there. All right, next page. If you look at this next page, Mr. Brust head is a function of number of students in Algebra 1 class. Gray hairs quantity, that's the output, depends on the number of students in Algebra 1 class. We say sometimes that the input, or x, is the independent and the output is the dependent. So 513 is dependent on how many students there are in class. So this would be 14 students, 14 studs there, and the result of having 14 students in that class would be Mr. Brust having 513 gray hairs. And we did it second block in Spanish, but today I'll hold off. Maybe tomorrow I'll talk to you guys, and we wrote all our answers in Spanish just for fun. The 27 on here, number of students in the class, number 27 students corresponds to 2,088 gray hairs. Interesting. Okay. That's the basic idea. So that's input-output. So input is independent, and it the output is waiting to hear what the input is in order to come up with a response, and therefore it's dependent on what you input. So the outside is dependent, the inside is independent. I'm going to move to the next video, so you guys can pause on this. The thing that you're going to do, if you want to get a little head start, is we are going to graph these with your graphing calculator, the domain and range of each of these functions. So what you want to do, one idea is graph them one at a time, or if you're familiar with graphing, if you remember enough, you could do y1, y2, and y3 equals each of these respectively, and then just turn them off by clicking on the equal sign. Remember, you can click on the equal sign and turn it on and off, whether or not you want it to graph. The tricky part about this is getting a window to actually see enough of the graph to make a claim about, what's the domain, smallest x to biggest x, what's the range, smallest y to biggest y. See you in a second.